Well, if someone asks me what's my favorite principle, it's kind of like asking you what's your favorite child. But honestly, I'd have to say the one that shows up continuously in life and in reality, and therefore in my thinking, is this fundamental importance of working in right relationship. That everything is relational.
I think the Sikh's balance is my favorite, because after you go through establishing being in right relationship with others, viewing wealth holistically, so it's not just about finances, but it's social interactions, people, and the land. You have to be innovative, adaptive, and responsive, and you have to have empowered participation, honor your community in place, the edge effect, abundance on the edge to make change happen, and then have the flow of robust circuit. All of that is what you go through to get to achieving balance. And once you've been seeking balance with all of those other 7 principles, but once you actually go through all of that, then you can achieve balance in your life. And I actually feel like I've achieved balance in my life, and because I've gone through all of this in my life.
Uh, I can say I have a favorite one because I think that they're all interconnected somehow, so there's not a starting point. For me, a good starting point for the rest would be innovative, adaptive, responsive. And then the empower participation, and I think it is a combination of all the principles that actually matter.
I do like all of them, and they're all important. I suppose number 8, which is seeks balance. I'm kind of interested in balance. I also have 10 values for the life economy. And my favorite is also balance, because this world is so out of balance in just so many endless ways. I mean, we all know about work-life balance, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. And some of the discussions we've had this week and the challenges that the people that we've met are facing is very often because things are not in balance. So, for example, the discussion about national policy versus regional policy versus your community needs. It's just really hard to find the right balance between all of those 3. Then you've got, of course, the whole world on top of it. So I think the more we are aware of that, trying to find balance, short term versus long term, yeah, I guess balance is maybe my favorite, although I love them all.
That's a tough one. I think it's all of them, because with all of them, you have the full picture. Some of them we can see them, some of them we need to dig deeper and understand them. Where we are now here, the ones that come to mind, because of the place and the completion of all that stuff, of the retreat, is being in the right relationship, is to seek balance, is to honor place and community. I mean, like, these are the 3 that they pop up in my mind immediately, but all the rest, the 4th one came up, seeing wealth holistically is something that I think is also very important, because we saw a lot of social capital, natural capital. We didn't see much financial capital, but the rest is around.
Well, actually, no, because I think they are all equally important. And I think in the moment, as John said, in the moment that we all understand that we are part of nature and not on top of it or superior or whatever, but if we just understand that we are part of it and that everything that we create is also part of nature. That, for instance, our economy is a living system, that families are living systems, that companies are living systems. If we could embrace that, and if then we all learn what life is all about, we will not need them anymore. And all of them are important, and all of them are complementary.
So, well, my favourite is In Right Relationship, which I just mentioned, because to me it's just so intuitive. I feel like everywhere we look, if you really look within yourself, we're not in right relationship. We're in very wrong relationship with ourselves, with our families, with the food that we eat, with our earth and the way that we, there's so much that's not in right relationship. And so I just like that because I feel like everyone is able to instantly connect with that. And part of, going on a retreat or spending some time thinking about these principles and regeneration is about, if you look in your heart and you're not in right relationship, it's very empowering to think about, I can become in right relationship, whether that's just in yourself, in your family, in your community, or you want to do something much bigger to make the world in a better relationship. But I like it because, as I say, I really feel like bringing humanity back into the workplace, seeing humanity as part of nature, and then using that as our grounding and as our starting place, rather than how do I drive growth, how do I make more money, how do I make sure the finance system is growing or something like that. It's just a much nicer way to work, way to be, way to believe. So yeah, that's my fave.
Well, we have these beautiful cards with even more beautiful concepts. I don't really know. I think just because that's the one that I felt the whole week, and I don't master these principles enough to really grasp all the depth of it yet. But one idea that really touched me is this one. I felt the honors community and places card, because I think it was the common thing around everything we've done is that it was together. It was in this amazing community that I was like, oh, I was impressed actually by how this community is active and how they are respectful of what they have, of each other, and of the vision they have together. Some things that maybe in some places or in some environments we lost a little bit, the sense of community, being here for each other for the tough things, being here to pick each other up. There was this woman who built this amazing place, and she said, well, it was hard at some point, but there were people to tell me, no, you're gonna finish it and we're gonna help you. And I really wish for humanity that we could all be here for others and rely on others in moments of doubts and in moments of struggle, but also in moments of celebration, right? And I feel that's a big drive, right? People don't do this to only be healthy and to be, rich or to be comfortable or to be able to have the feeling that their kids are going to survive. They also do this so we can all survive collectively. We can all have a dinner at the end of the day together. We can all knock on the door of the neighbor and share or ask. So yeah, I think it was, I guess it's the island spirit also, you're stuck together and you have to make it work. But in the end we're all stuck together on this planet and we have to make it work. So yeah, honors, community and places is definitely resonating with me this whole week.